left side of the rock. Good roll come in, hit some damage. Oh, Nade takes him down. Twisted Mind starting to get in their vibe. They already lost Spyro in this position, but you can see Cerberus realizing that they need to play this a bit more aggressively if they want to try to defend up their teammates. Going in for a quick res, or a little bit of meds, but it looks like the res trying to come out on the opposite side. pubg reads it, he goes down. Follow-up's going to be coming up from Twisted Minds, playing low, trying to use his teammates' information. Spots out, trying to go for flushes. There is no cover. Cerberus is just entrenched into this. Hisaki finally takes some damage and have to step away, but it's going to be Batulins lined in and trying to see if he can take out the last bit of Cerberus. Creeping in slow and steady.
And I know he wants to get that res. I don't think it's possible. He's just trying to fight this out. He knows there's Nox. He's going to back up a little bit. He is the last member. And what a recovery here from Cerberus. They're able to get 3 members of Twisted down, and it's just Batulins backing up.
That rock is MVP right now. Batulins trying to go for the spray. Too many targets. He's gonna go down. Circle did pop. Those 4 angry men still seeing what's happening. We've got blue zone nades coming out. Middle with a nice pickup. Both sides reading through. And it is just a massacre over here. Betchcore Road rolls up, defends in. Landfall. But now FaZe distracted by this. Everything's just getting more and more clustered. Uba, 4 angry men, the outlier on this one, trying to survive. Mill's gonna go down. Betchcore Road is out.
And Tai Lu, they have Shen knocked. 4 AM on the west side of this, just trying to fight something. Vex, so much damage.
Tai Lu unrelenting over here. Everybody's just caught up in this firefight. 4 angry men still picking up more kills as they fight their way in this one. Finally touching the safe zone. FaZe down below them, and we are dealing with 3 members up for TL, kind of, with really just trying to commit into the res. Potential of the 2 members for FaZe and 2 members for 4 angry men, and it is just a triangle of destruction waiting to happen.
FaZe has recovered here a little bit, though. This cross is what I was talking about earlier. It is very difficult. Fortunately, it is Tai Lu trying to recover, but it's going to be HS on the other side of this, just trying to deny that cross or trying to deny any cover. Gustav now trying to look for an opportunity as well.
TL kind of gets to referee this at the time as they've got more control over where that center dot is going to be. It's going to be at their back, so everybody's got to come to them. That's why Gustav is making this really sneaky play. He's separated out, left Vex back behind. He's trying to creep into 755. Vex know this. Stepping in, utility was out. The flash is going to come out. Good pick up. Gustav just spins it back around, trying to go for at least a flush onto this. He is now revealed. While this is happening, Vex trying to hold back 4 angry men. Is going to take down Jalu. 4 angry men out, but FaZe in a world of trouble. Just 1 up. Looking into 2 members of TL as TL trying to get a read on exactly what's happening.
This is a 1v2 though. Gustav can win this, especially if they give him the opportunity. He goes for the flush, so he'll get that point at least. And he's actually going to cross. I don't think they saw that.
Oh, that was so sneaky, making the jaunt across into this one. TL keeps their eyes back down into the south. They should now finally be realizing how the setup's coming into play. Gustav looking at, gets a lot of damage over, but has to dodge out the nade. Creeping up this hillside. It looks like now he's starting to get more and more control over the center dot position, but he's got to be careful. Takes a lot of damage. He goes out, and Tai Lu picks up our first game.
What a heroic attempt there by FaZe in the end. They were trapped in that city for so long, fighting against 4 angry men, fighting against Uba. But it was Tai Lu with the emergency pickup to get in that position to win that game. That was incredible.
Ends that they can play for as well to kind of move in closer to the circle, as well as having that crate that landed pretty close. That while it's nice to get presence from heaven at this stage, just getting the cover I think is almost better. As FaZe says, nah man, we want to go ahead and get done with what's going on with DK. Blue nades coming out, gonna go ahead and step into it, running right into the smoke. There is no safety to be had. That is just an absolute amount of aggression coming out from FaZe. They do lose Gustav. Vortex is down, but they get the position they want. James coming back behind this one, and a little bit of vengeance coming back out. Now it's their top 5, having to keep an eye on what's going on with Tai Lu as FaZe does finally get the finish up in that fight. Trying to fend up. New circle shifts, and Na'Vi with the only member in it.
Right, and they have actually left Uba behind to try to anchor as much as possible, but the whole team of Theraton has realized that, and if they can get rid of Uba, they can actually start to kind of make a push here on the north side of the hill, which is on that slope to fight Na'Vi. But this is such an awkward circle to fight in, because essentially whoever fights first is going to be at a huge disadvantage.
How many times do you think that sentence has been said by players? If we could only get rid of Uba, as it's going to be 17 making their push. I know, see if they get something. That bust, you mentioned a second. We're trying to hold headshot, just going to continue to find opportunity. This is
not good. This is not good at all for Theraton 5, stuck behind 2 vehicles. The knock again from Xiao Bei. But look at Na'Vi. They hear this fighting. 17 at the very least have done an amazing job of keeping their heads on a swivel and trying to hold back Na'Vi.
They just have to focus in and realize, okay, it's time to take 2 different fights. Have to be careful with Example, gonna step in, go for the sprays, but 17 holding it together. 5 is gonna go down inside of it. Now up to 6 kills. They gotta focus back in, but remember, Uba, one flank wasn't good enough. He's now shifted in all the way around to the north. He's coming in on the backside of 17 Gaming, and he can absolutely demolish them.
And that very unfortunate whiff they're coming out from Example cost them, as 17 is gonna take it.
Whew, that was a crazy game to look into. As I love whenever we get to the international stage and we get these circles that these players just navigate so efficiently. It's coming in, still just trying to hold the line, does get the knock onto 1, but there's still more to happen. The circle pops, it goes to the south, so even this is not inside the safe zone. It's holding it together. He does not want to go down. He wants vengeance. He put up one hell of a fight.
The amount of damage he did to multiple east.
Opposite siding, Na'Vi, oh no. Master's just cooking it. Bushwookie gonna toss it out. That's gonna be terrible for Na'Vi. 2 members instantly dropped. That's gonna be some points going over for Forest. Feeling pretty good. They've gotta be careful though. Na'Vi just sent their other member straight into the center of the zone. And while they can take some shots at Master and he's gonna go down, there's not much that they can do for Uba.
Yeah, that was, no, actually he's gonna survive. So he's gonna get some points, he's gonna find some meds as well, and this is a good position for now.
All right, 4 Angry Men says, okay, enough of this. We're gonna have to contest what's gonna be happening, but it's gonna be TL taking shots on one side. TE just brute forcing this through. They say, look, we're done with fighting in the low ground. We're just gonna push it up, force you out of this one. But the problem is, as they crest that hillside, everybody can see them, most notably Na'Vi, who's still caught up looking at Master right now, though. So that's an unexpected benefit for TE to have to deal with. Circle pops, Na'Vi, and Tyloo, the only teams in it.
Tyloo has a lot of that road ridge there to play. As we see the Expendables, I mean, they've just been so impressive on this east side, fighting multiple teams, going through 17 first, now fighting their way through 4 AM. But the problem becomes, where do they play once they do potentially wipe 4 AM? There is not a lot to play on the east side of the road. Very little circle even in there for them to try to take hold of.
The strongest squad that we've got sitting right now is TE, but they're in tatters after everything that they've been having to put through. Tyloo trying to defend into the south, Na'Vi on the opposing side of it. You can kind of see Hillside still caught up in Master, man. They want this kill. It's a moral victory whenever they finally get to take him down, but there's a world where he gives it over to the blue. TE, though, looks like they're starting to eye pathing back into the north, into kind of more of the Na'Vi pathing instead of relent, let 4 AM. They did the damage. There's only 2 members there. Let's shift our perspective elsewhere.
There is like a little bit of a dip in there, but again, it's just so open. Na'Vi will very much be able to see that. And even Global Army, who's managed to stay alive this long, will have some angles. They finally get rid of Master. Na'Vi, though, in the best position currently that you can find yourselves in, as they now take shots towards Tyloo.
And this is problematic specifically.
Look at Global Army.
Yeah, he's got goals in life. If you want to talk about a team that has been surviving, you know, we talk about the land, loot, survive, and all that other stuff. They're epitome of that right now. They have been hunted, fought, crashed on, everything.
At 5 kills still, and in a, top 4 situation?
I wouldn't be surprised if they at least out-survive one of these teams. Nobody's expecting him to be coming into this one as 4 Angry Men's pathing, and now that Na'Vi isn't distracted, it's going to be a lot harder.
Still, Na'Vi, they are definitely the beneficiaries of these shifts. As the Expendables are starting to make their way in and using those vehicles, because there really is no cover in the circle. Tyloo desperately wants to find some of these knocks, some of these kills. They know they're going to have to move soon as well.
There is absolutely nothing expendable about the Expendables right now. 4 men still up, fighting their way in, and everybody's got focus in on them. But finally, Tyloo taking some shots into Na'Vi. This is a crested hillside fight, so it's just going to get more awkward as we move in. And keep in mind, 2 solos opposing sides of TE. But while this is happening, and TE had to kind of regroup and shift down, Longs has moved to the opposite side of that road. And did you see the tripod coming out there? That's scary.
Yeah, the MG when you're prone is absolutely disgusting. And speaking of which, Long's gonna find a nice spray there on a Tan Vu, and this nade could actually get the second knock on 777. It's not close enough.
Yeah, it is at least going to take down one to make this a bit more of a fair fight. Tyloo's trying to hold it together. Circle control definitely not going to anybody right now. I'd say that Tyloo has
Tyloo and Na'Vi really
chunk of it, but you can't really control the circle so much as you can just kind of hunker down and shoot what comes at you.
Well, the remnants here of LG's crash is going to be really beneficial here for Tyloo. Again, Na'Vi is pretty much just stuck on a rock. Tyloo has quite a bit to actually play with, as the Expendables are just trying to stay alive with no cover here on that northeast side.
It was good for a while, but Delwyn just doesn't have a lot of options to path down.
No.
And everybody's focus is on the Expendables right now, realizing that they've been running amok on everything that's been happening. So they're going to be trying to move through. Goes for the 360, gets to the tree. Can he get cover? Drops down. Still not in the circle, but close enough to feel better about it.
And HSMM is just still prone, looking for any opportunity. He's just trying to get points at this point. And he's gonna find one, but Longs will find him and get rid of him here. 7 kills on the side of Tyloo, just making it work.
Tyloo in first place right now, sitting at 28 points. Want to get even bigger lead on everybody that's going to be back behind and go for the spray across. And there we go. The Expendables finally down. Guess what? That means the Global Army kind of has a pathing point, but he has at least been spotted.
The fact that they're still alive.
I mean, respect. Oh, he hit Longs and knocked him on top of that. Now Tyloo has to come up and reinforce. Na'Vi and Mel know where he is, but they don't have the cleanest sight line into it. Global Army is somehow making this game work for him.
That man is a hero.
He is.
That man is an absolute hero. Obviously not dealing with the smokes. That nade landing very close. He will be able to somewhat get away for now. He knows that he has a knock on Tyloo, but that timing in that window has closed, and now it's just going to be down to a 2v2 between Na'Vi and Tyloo, and they are equal distance from that center.
Global Army, I feel, has been playing that entire game with the ringing in his heroes. It has just been nade upon nade. Now down into the 2v2, and oddly enough, they're pretty equal distance. I would say that Tyloo has a little bit closer of a position to the circle, the center spot. Na'Vi has, I guess, a more controlled angle that they can play from, though. So the wreckage of vehicles being key factor, but also, yeah, no smokes.
No smokes really on the side of Na'Vi. I imagine both of these teams are somewhat out of utility, as Example's going to eat a headshot. He was trying to bait there. Potentially trying to cover. Oh, Mel, he's going to go down. Example now, down to a solo. Blue at his back. Tyloo, are they going to win their second game here? No helmet as well.
Just trying to cling to life right now. That small difference in the blue zone is going to be big, but he uses this opportunity to reposition down. Example gets the knock. 1-on-1. 1v1, clinging to life right now. Tyloo trying to use this rock. Gonna go for the nade. Throw it out. You can see opposing side of this just trying to feed information. It is going to be Example trying to creep forward. Use whatever is being provided by Mel. Finally, he's going to go down. Creeping out. Example shifts to the south. Trying to use that tree to block the sight line. Creeping
those
forward.
Bushes, though.
He knows. Blue zone now going to be back behind Tyloo. And with this tree, that means Example actually has a close spot into the circle. Goes for the spray. Does get the knock on a 1. Example sitting on more life. This molly could be massive to get control over what's going to be happening. Peek back and forth between opposite sides. Shot's going to come out. And it's going to be Tyloo getting their second game.
And what a play there. That was a beautiful display. Na'Vi as well.